guys, welcome to Mind Dynamics, life hacks for busy people who want to change their mindset, learn faster, and achieve more. I am your brain coach Sakshi, and we are back with another video in our series of Train the Brain. And today we are going to talk about a topic that is being heard very less, the side effects of positive thinking. Yeah, I'm right, the side effect of positive thinking. So let's get started without wasting much of our time. I would first like to share as to how did I actually get this idea of side effects of positive thinking. Actually, we are connected into some of the groups and wherein professionals and common people are connected, and they always try to seek some solutions from us, and we try to give them solutions. So it's like, a two-way communication between people, and we form a very healthy group wherein we have a lots of learning as well as a lots of application methods. So I was just going through the questions last week that I was answering, and I found out that out of the 20 questions that I saw, around 5 to 6 questions were on how to actually think positive, how to be positive every time, what is the role of positive thinking in our lives. So a lot of information was related to positive thinking. So when I again started reading into some of the books and some of the articles regarding positive thinking, I found out that is a sudden gap between the information that is being given about the positive thinking attitude. Well, this philosophy of positive thinking is very common and has been given by various authors in various books. But if we talk about our general actions, that is our day-to-day lives, sometimes being positive always might not help. So we're going to talk about how to actually think positively and move ahead, and what are actually the side effects of overthinking positively. If we see, actually staying positive has become a hallmark for the corporate culture nowadays, or the businesses, the leaderships, the self-help books, everything that we are talking about centers around positive thinking and positive attitude. Well, thinking positive might not be always the same. There are some people also, those who believe that only thinking will not help you out every time in every single situations. So then what to do, how to actually move ahead? So there are various things into actually training our mind to be positive, and today we are going to learn that only. Let's just once again recall the philosophy of positive thinking. Don't you think that positive thinking always might sometimes lead you towards being dishonest, towards being untruthful to you as well as to others? That means you are seeing one thing, but still you are denying that you haven't seen that thing. So this is something which is actually very contradictory, and this leads to a lot of harm to your subconscious mind. Earlier also we have discussed a lot about conscious and subconscious mind in my video of mind channelization. If you haven't went through that video, please go and revisit the page and go through that video wherein we had talked about the powerful unconscious mind and the less powerful conscious mind. So if we talk about the facts, the theory always says that the subconscious mind is 90% more rather than the conscious mind. That is, your unconscious mind is actually 9 times powerful than your conscious mind. So therefore you need to be aware that whatever you are doing, it should not go and dump somewhere in your unconscious mind, because that will create problem. How it will create problem, we'll just discuss with a few examples. Gautam Buddha has given his preachings to many people. When he used to preach people, he never told them to pray, because his answer would be that I am not teaching people to pray, because praying, only people will be able to actually pray God when they know what they want to do consciously, and people pray just unconsciously, thinking about to's and fro's or do's and don'ts of anything, and Therefore they might not consciously pray. So Gautam Buddha was one person who actually did not preach praying, he preached being conscious. And he always used to say that if you are more conscious, your actions will be always right. Let's take one more simple example. There's one wife, Madrid, and she has always been nagging her family and talking about, like, talking rudely, has sour words every time. And so the family has actually got used to her this kind of her attitude, and somewhere in their unconscious mind, this has already taken a place that yes, she is the way she is. Now, suddenly she goes for a positive attitude lecture, and there she learns that how you can take your life positively, and she decides one day that okay, I need to reform my life and my lifestyle. So the next day she gets up and she dresses her up in a very good dress, and she makes good breakfast for everyone, looking at the likes and dislikes, and she greets everyone to the dinner table at the breakfast time. So everyone comes and just looks at her with a smile, with new dress, the breakfast, okay. But then, since that unconscious mind of theirs is so powerful that it is not allowing them to believe that she has changed, and as a result, the husband and her kids just give a sly smile to their mother, say thinking that she is as she is. I don't know how she is smiling today, or now she has learned to lockjaw herself. That means she will always be as she is and she cannot change. So this is somewhere in their subconscious mind. So they were not able to think that actually she will change. And so she faces a lot of difficulty to change herself because her family itself is not accepting that she has changed. Now, what she will have to do is what we need to discuss. She will have to actually act positively. Her actions need to be positive. She has done the start with a small breakfast act, and she needs to continue the same in order to make the family believe that she will be a very nice lady. But what happens is, somewhere in when in our unconscious mind also, we know that some things we are doing purposely, we tend to fall back to our original state. Therefore, it is always told to make your conscious mind more stronger than your subconscious mind if you actually need to think positive. And thinking positive will help less, but enacting positively will help a lot. Therefore, it's very important that you act positively towards situations that come around you. Always remember, negative is as much the part of life as positive. They both balance each other. Both are complementary to each other and not the opposites. Always in nature, whenever there is something positive, there is something negative also. A simple river, when it flows fluently towards to join the main stream, it might go slowly and be a source of drinking water for many people living around. But the same river, when turns into a rigorous force of actions, and it turns so much that it floods the same village, that and the same people drown in the same river who were drinking the water. So every action in nature has both the effects, positive as well as negative, and we need to look at the situations and then move ahead. Just don't keep it in your mind and say that okay, we'll look into it later, because in somewhere in your unconscious mind these things will take a place and you will not be able to overcome that. Therefore, if you're facing some negative situation at certain point, it's very important that you face it, finish it, and then move ahead. Take a step, face it off. That is very much important, because if you're not facing the negative aspects or the negative things, you will not be able to think positively in a proper way. And this is the side effect of positive thinking that I am talking about. That whether you think positive, but if your actions are not positive, you will not be able to achieve anything. You will only you will only move to and fro with those situations back and again. There are many books that are the best sellers around, like Think and Grow Rich, and you have How to Win Friends and Influence People. So these were the books actually that brought in the ideas of positive thinking, and they were good at that times when the culture of like the people around used to be different, because they never thought so much about the mind, the thinking. But now we have moved ahead of that phase of life. We have moved ahead in terms of time, we have moved ahead in terms of technology, we have moved ahead in knowing what actually goes in our mind. So therefore it is very important that we change our behaviors accordingly. We move from positive thinking to positive actions if we actually want to make it worthwhile. Just think again. Only by thinking positive will all the riches over the world come to your door. Is it really possible? I don't think so. And I really don't know how only by thinking positive everything will go fine. The only thing is you need to move step by step towards doing anything positive. Even if repetitive actions are required for the same thing, you need to do it till you attain the stage of positiveness. That is, you change the negative situations into positive. Whatever negative comes, you need to face it. You just cannot close your eyes and just think, be positive, everything will be positive. No, situations don't change according to our thinking. We have to change ourselves according to situations. Always remember, positive actions are more beneficial than positive thoughts. Positive thoughts can only make your conscious mind happy, but positive actions can actually change the situations and keep your unconscious mind cool, so that consciously your actions become more right. So this was all that we could talk a little bit about positive actions and positive thinking. If you need clarity on any of the points above, or any other points that are coming into your mind, please feel free to comment down the video. And also please do share the video, subscribe the channel for further updates. Keep learning, keep watching. See you until then.